What's up? It's Tim again, and I'm here to help improve your life. Thanks for checking out the YouTube channel. When you get a chance, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and tell your friends. All right, so today we're going to get into it. The topic is ignoring the naysayers. Now, before I get into this video, I want to say that we've all been a naysayer at some point in our lives to someone. So no one is immune to having been a naysayer. It's definitely something we can work on though, so let's get into it. What is a naysayer? A naysayer is a person who criticizes, objects to, or opposes something. For example, if he continues to win despite the many naysayers. So this person is succeeding despite the naysayers. This is a big Arnold Schwarzenegger quote. It's one of his top 6 things. He says, always ignore the naysayers. So when you're doing your job, when you're doing the work, when you're pursuing your goal and moving forward, you can know that you can ignore people. If you're doing everything that you need to be doing and you're busting your butt, and you're taking care of everything, you're crossing your T's, you're dotting your I's, you can ignore anybody who has anything negative to say about it. When you're pursuing something greater than yourself, a naysayer will inevitably appear to test you. You must remember that the naysayer is a form of resistance. Resistance exists in all different types of manifestations. There's resistance that's inside of you that you have to deal with. You have to overcome it with willpower, sacrifice, things like that. And then there are naysayers. These are people that are outside of you, gatekeepers. These are other forms of resistance. A naysayer is another form of resistance, like entropy and chaos. These are all different forms of, I don't want to say evil or the devil, but they are different obstacles that you must consistently and continually overcome on your path to success and self-improvement. The key is to pass the test, the naysayer's test. See, it's easier to be a naysayer than it is to pursue greatness. And that's obvious, and it doesn't need an explanation. But I'm going to say it again. It's easier to be a naysayer than it is to pursue greatness. The naysayer's test is going to just be them simply saying that you can't do something, there's something wrong with it, it's impossible, don't do it like that. If you think you're doing something correctly, stick with it. Because if they don't have any alternatives to add to it, they're just saying it's not good, it's not that thing that you're doing, it's not right. There's a different way that should be done, but they don't have any suggestions for you. Screw it. Screw them. They can be wrong. Other people can be wrong. Oftentimes, other people are because they're not even doing what you're doing. One interesting reason why it's okay, as I was saying, it's easier to be a naysayer than it is to pursue greatness. One interesting reason why it's easier is that to pursue greatness, you have to follow a path of discipline, sacrifice, and much more, as well as deal with the naysayers. If you just want to be a naysayer, you can just say negative stuff all the time and just be a contrarian and skeptical and just get in people's way. You know, you could just do that. But if you want to be great, you have to do everything that it is required to be great and also deal with people that want to talk smack. And that is one of the extra challenges that will make you great. It's one of the challenges that it is an extra degree of difficulty, and that is what makes someone great, taking on that extra degree of difficulty. Let's say you set some humble goal for yourself, one that you know you can achieve. There will still be naysayers. It's disappointing to recognize that it's true. It's just super disappointing. It's such a bummer. Even if you don't try to do anything crazy, you're just trying to do something simple. There's still going to be somebody out there saying you can't do it. I had a friend, who told me that I couldn't be a personal trainer because I wasn't muscular enough, nor was I thin enough. If you wanted to be a thin, like runner type trainer, yoga type character, he said I'm not thin enough for that, and he said I wasn't muscular enough to do the other thing. He said I couldn't do either. That's what he said. This guy is overweight. He's overweight, and he's not really killing the game. And he was telling me that I couldn't do it. It was so ridiculous, really. So it's just obviously something that is inside of these other people. But you have to understand that even a simple thing like maybe I want to be a personal trainer. I'm not going to be a personal trainer. But if I wanted to do that, this person is saying I couldn't do it. It's like that's so simple. Almost anybody could be a personal trainer, and this person saying I can't even do that. That leads me to the idea that you should actually set the highest possible goals for yourself. Because the naysayer will object and oppose and criticize you regardless of your goal. So why not aim high? Aim high, because people are still going to try to tear you down. So if you set a simple goal and somebody says you can't do the simple thing, that almost is a bigger bummer than if you set a high goal. If somebody says, hey, I want to do this, and it's this really high goal, and then they say you can't do it, you'll be like, well, maybe I can't. But if you set this low goal and somebody says you can't do it, oh, gross. That would be so gross. One of the most incredibly frustrating aspects of naysayers is that they oftentimes, the first naysayers you face resistance from are actually people in your own family and your friends. Albeit it's probably the more unhappy ones, but this is definitely always the way it goes because you associate with the people that you're around. Those are your family, those are your friends. But the people you are closest to are the ones that are going to say you can't do shit. That's like the first naysayer test. Your own friends and family don't believe in you. They think that you're not going to be able to achieve it. It's gross. And if you can't pass that test, you're going to have a lot of trouble when you're trying to pass the internet test where people are shitting on you online. Oh, that's the worst. That is going to be even worse. Sometimes you would think it wouldn't be as bad, but some people have this mindset where I need people that I don't even know to like me, and the validation of the people closest to me doesn't matter because I know that they kind of love me unconditionally. So when you have that mindset, then people that don't know you hating you really wrecks you. I think it's better to have the other mindset where if you take care of the people closest to you and they love you, then it doesn't matter what strangers say because strangers don't matter. And that's totally true. If you have good relationships with the people close to you and there's love in those relationships, then outside forces can't mess with you. Then, if people outside of your circle like you, everything is gravy. That's the best way. Because a lot of people will tear down the relationships closest to them and then seek out relationships far beyond their own reach and try to get validation and love from people outside of their circle. And that's actually it's just fundamentally flawed. That's not how it's supposed to be. So, what you're looking for is you're looking for the people outside of your circle that are not worried about you enough to tell you that you can't do something, or they're not invested in you. Those people are the people you don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about people outside of your circle not liking you and even naysaying you, because most of these people, they might not want you to win, but they don't want you to win because they hate you. They don't want you to win because they just don't care, because they might not want you to win because of their own scarcity mindset, but they don't care if you lose, and they won't get in your way either, because they don't want to get in your way because it's going to deter them from their path and distract them from their goals. So they just forget about you. They more than likely are also dealing with their own naysayers if they're really on their path. If you're really on your path, you're going to be dealing with this. The Truth is, a naysayer is a lot like a hater. Now, if you're doing something right, you'll have haters. When you don't have any haters, you got to keep working on your game because somebody out there is going to get jealous. That's what happens. So, I don't want to have any haters. I don't really have any haters, but eventually I will have haters. I definitely deal with like naysayers, and that's a little bit different, but they're kind of in the same neighborhood. These naysayers are beneath you because they come at you from a place of negativity. They are saying you cannot. Negative. It's not positive. It's a negative thing. This is not a naysayer is a negative person. And negative people are beneath people who are being positive and creating. That's just how it is. If you are creating things and you are achieving things, you are a positive charge. And if people are saying, no, you can't do it, and and they're negating things and diminishing you, they are negative. Negative is below positive. That's how it goes. The negative, negating naysayer comes from a place of scarcity and not from abundance. The naysayer comes from a place of closed-mindedness. Their opinion comes from a fixed mindset. It's not a growth mindset. It's not expansive. It's closed. It thinks that this is how it is, and it should be this way, and it should be this, and it should be that. That should, I've mentioned it before, should is erroneous. It's thinking that things need to be a specific way, and that the world is a specific way, and the world is not a specific way. There are patterns and things like that, but that thing is a naysayer mindset. The naysayer doesn't have the ability to see all of the different angles and avenues and ways that a situation can go. They can't. That's why they're getting caught on these small details. You can't do that. You can't do that. Why not? Why can't I? When people say things are impossible, they're not impossible. They're only impossible until somebody makes it possible. That's really what it is. The naysayer wants to control you and make you do what they want you to do. But the thing is, they don't even do shit themselves. So they want to keep you down because they're a crab. The naysayer wants to control you, and then they don't have any ideas or any alternatives to tell you what you should do instead. That's a big sign. They'll just say you can't do that, but they won't have an alternative. They won't. Because they're just already a no person from a jump. They're already a contrarian. They're already a skeptic. And those people are always gross and end up sad. They're more sad than the people that are creating. They're not birthing these things. They're just sitting there, being a succubus. Inoculating yourself to the naysayers' bullshit is important, but it is a long, slow process. Because you rarely have to endure enough of their shit to cause a shift in your own behavior. Because you only get a little bit of it, and you get a little bit of it. So you don't get to become inoculated to it. You will become inoculated over time, but it'd be easier if you could just learn to not care from one bad experience. But alas, what we do is we look at the bad experience, and then we kind of block it out a little bit, and then we just keep moving. So you kind of have to deal with negativity on a regular basis to then actually slowly change your own behavior and your own reactions to the bullshit. And it takes time to learn. But it takes time to learn, but you can learn to give zero fucks. You can learn. Joe Rogan's referred to getting inoculated to the hate on the internet like being bitten by a snake and getting just a little poison. And over time you get a little more poison, and then a little more poison, and then eventually you are immune to the poison. See, there are people out there with opinions on what you should say, on what you should do, on how you should behave, and they want to think they know better than you. They want to think they know better than you. They don't. They don't know. They can't know. They can only speculate. No one knows anything with any certainty. You have experience with what you're doing. So never let someone who has no experience at all say what you should and shouldn't do. Fuck them. I can make a YouTube video about how to quit smoking weed, and the next thing you know, it goes viral. I can make one about how to make your dick thicker, or how you should quit chasing women and go off and live in the forest and be a martial artist, and it could go viral. I could do all sorts of weird videos. These people that don't make videos don't know shit about what you should do if you're the one sitting in there and making a video. Or if you're the one that is working out and then somebody doesn't work out and they're telling you what you should do to work out. They don't know. These people do not know. So don't listen to the naysayers. If you want to listen to them, listen to what they said, use it for fuel to prove them wrong, because they're already wrong. So it's going to be pretty good fuel. You know, it'll be helpful. The worst thing is when those people that are close to you do that naysaying thing because they want to control you. They want you to be a certain type of way. You be you. They like to make you feel like you're doing something wrong when you're doing you. These people are just talking to talk and aren't making any points and never have anything going on. And if they did, they would be busy doing that shit and not tearing you down. If someone is working on their purpose, they don't have time to engage in negativity, which is what the naysayers do to somebody else. They don't have time to engage in negativity with somebody else because and tell them what they can't do. The naysayers never have anything happening. Never. They're always just struggling to be average at best. When people are on their game, they only want to be around other people that are on their game. They'll be like, yo, did you do that? I'll try that. Oh, that sounds cool, man. That's working good. Yeah, cool. Give me, oh, nice. Thanks for the note. They're giving people positive notes, and you might want to try this. I've almost perfected the art of going after my dreams while simultaneously being broke as fuck. There's people out there that are broke as fuck, and they don't even go after their dreams, and they're broke. Ew, what is that? You're not even getting closer to your goals, and you're broke, and you're a naysayer? Dude, those people gotta be cut out of your life. Alright, y'all. This has been the video log. Avoid the naysayers. Keep working on what you're doing. Do what you do. Stay strong. Inoculate yourself to the stress and the bullshit, and eventually it will be a thing of the past. It is part of the resistance that you will be faced with on your way to success. Alright, that's been the video log. Like, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends. Thank you, and peace.